Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know we were all impatiently waiting for the release of Scream 6 in March, but don't worry because we just got some new Scream 6 posters, and they may have just revealed the return of a fan favorite character. So the first poster they released back on March 25th, and it's just a little Christmas poster, a little holiday poster. It's nothing too special, but some things do stand out to me. One of them being on one of the billboards, it says New York New Rules, and that's kind of been the tagline for this whole movie. It was on the original poster they released back when they released the teaser trailer, and this gets me really excited because it makes me think they're going to be changing things up and the killer is going to have a really unique motive this movie instead of the normal, revenge plot or, the Stab franchise being the reason or just like fame. So hopefully they're going to change that up a lot. But a part of me thinks that they're going to keep it a little bit similar because in the middle of the poster on two billboards, it's promoting the new Stab 9 movie, which at this point, I'm just really annoyed at. I'm so tired of the Stab franchise killing the Scream universe. It's just getting so old. After like the first couple movies, it's just like you got to come up with some new stuff. We know the creators of this movie of Scream 6, the writers are, really like they're great. They have some really good movies. They have some really great storytelling. So I hope they you take advantage of that and make a new movie because if they're going to change it up, it's going to be in this movie. It being in New York, a completely different place. I hope this movie is completely different than all the others because this has a chance to be one of the best Scream movies out there, and I really hope they play their cards right. The last thing in this poster that I do want to talk about is the billboard for Wrongly Accused the musical. This is the most interesting thing to me on this poster. It's the thing that stands out the most because I think that it could be referring to some of the characters in the universe. Obviously, it's going to be referring to one of the characters we know. And I think the characters it could be referring to are either Jill, Kirby, or Sam. I'm not really going to talk about Jill that much because I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. But I feel like it could be really interesting for Kirby if, she has like her own like separate storyline almost, like an internal battle with, people thinking that she was one of the killers, her being the only person to survive Scream 4 other than the original trio. There's like a big group of people who think that she is the killer, and she has been trying to prove her innocence. And obviously, nobody thinks that she's the killer other than that group of people. But I think it'd be really interesting, and then somehow that leads to her coming into this movie. But that's just, I feel like, a really interesting storyline I feel like would be interesting for them to explore. But then also for Sam, again, I feel like it's self-explanatory. She's the daughter of Billy Loomis, and a lot of people could think that, her being back in Woodsboro is the cause of all the murders, even though, there's a lot of people who can say that that's not true, but there's still going to be that group of people who think that she's, like, the reason it all happened. But overall, I think this poster's pretty cool. I think actually all the posters they've released for this movie is really awesome, including this next one, where the poster shows a New York City subway map with 6 different pathways representing the 6 different movies in the franchise that all connect to make a Ghostface mask. Each pathway follows the timeline of, the deaths in that specific movie. Red being Scream 1, it starts with Maureen Prescott and ends in Billy Loomis, that being, like, the order of deaths in the movie. Even though Maureen Prescott wasn't killed in the movie, you get the point of it, and then so on and so forth for the rest of the lines other than the purple line, because that's Scream 6. An interesting point I want to talk about is Sam's dot in particular at the top of the poster is the biggest in the whole poster, and everything seems to be connecting back to her. So this makes me think that they're going to try to make her the face of the franchise. Now that Neve Campbell will not be returning as Sydney, I feel like they're going to try to make Sam the new Sydney, the new final girl, and we all know that she's never going to be able to be Sydney, but I feel like this is going to be an interesting path to take, because I feel like the Sam character could be really interesting along with the help of, the side characters and everything, but I'm excited to see a new final girl, because it's been Sydney the whole time, and I feel like her story kind of ended after Scream 3. Ever since then, like Scream 4 and 5, she's just kind of been, like, there to fight the killer, or to figure out who the killer is, and I'm glad that they're, it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. But Sam being the only survivor on this list, other than one other character that we'll talk about in a minute, makes me wonder if they're trying to hint that maybe she's not safe in this next movie, and there's a chance that she might not make it out of the movie alive. The other survivor on this list, obviously, is Kirby Reed, who we know survived due to a YouTube video recommendation in Scream 5. And, her dot has, like, an X on it and, like, closed under because I guess her investigation is closed or I guess that's what they're trying to like say or something. But there's not really much to talk about that. I think it's interesting, but it also like the X'd off thing has to do with the next point I want to talk about, which is the last thing I want to touch on this video. Is I've been seeing a ton of people pointing out that Stu's dot has like a red tint to it, and obviously people are saying that this is confirming that he's alive and he never died in the movie. And I just want to say I think that this is kind of ridiculous. I think the red tint is just because a lot of people in the Scream universe and the Scream community think that Stu is still alive, so it's like tinted red because of all the speculation around it. And we saw in Scream 5, another video recommendation, a theory of, is the real life Stu Macher still alive? So I think that this is kind of them just being like, oh, people think he's alive. Is he alive? Is he not? But if he was alive, I feel like it would have the X or, the closed under it, just like Kirby. So I don't think that he's alive in this movie. But I'm not going to completely write off that theory, because we know in Scream 3, he was supposed to be in the movie. He was supposed to come back and like be like the leader of a Ghostface cult. But obviously that didn't happen. That didn't work out. But I feel like if they were going to bring him back in Scream 3, there's always a chance they could bring him back in future installments of this franchise. And we know Matthew Lillard is returning to acting in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. So, the chances keep getting higher that he's coming back, and I wouldn't be opposed to him coming back, but I feel like the performance he had in the original Scream is just so amazing that I don't want them to like do anything with that. I feel like that alone is just amazing. But with Scream 6 getting closer and closer, the production is going to keep ramping up. I have a feeling we're going to be getting a trailer pretty soon, maybe like middle or end of this month or beginning of February. So if you guys like Scream, make sure to subscribe, because I'll have any news or any updates on this channel right away. This video was a little late. I didn't have this up when I wanted to have it up because of the holidays. I wasn't able to film. But yeah, leave in the comments what you guys think of this posters, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.